Have you ever had an opportunity in front of you, but you didn't take it, and later down the line you regretted that decision? Well, this is what happened to me when, after I finished my A-levels, I was offered to go to university. I got a few unconditional offers, but I didn't take them because I wanted to go straight into work. But in my 20s, I kind of started to regret that decision. What I want to do in this video is I want to discuss with you about decisions, why we don't take the right decisions at the right time, and what can you do to solve that. But before I start, I want to introduce myself to you. My name is Julian. I came to the United Kingdom at the age of 17. When I came to the UK, I was at the right age to do my A-levels. And A-levels is the equivalent of high school in America, I guess. Now, the problem I had was that people don't speak English in Romania. We learn English, but we don't speak English in Romania on a day-to-day basis. So I arrived here, I joined A-levels at a college. And I have to tell you that in the first year, I was so shy to talk to anybody. I was even scared to talk with my friends that I kind of started to make at the time, because I was always afraid I would say something wrong or I would mispronounce something and people would make fun of me. But the thing I was scared the most was that I would fail my A-levels because of my English, right? And there was a teacher there who really helped me a lot throughout my A-levels. He gave me a lot of confidence. I remember when, sort of like we did our first exams, he looked at the results and he told me that I was already doing way better than most of the kids who, were already speaking the language, English that is. And, that gave me a lot of confidence. It didn't help me with speaking in English more, but it gave me a lot of confidence that I had a chance to finish my A-levels. But the only reason why I got really good results in my A-levels was because I knew I had a handicap. I wasn't speaking the language so well, so I knew that I had to bust my ass when it comes to studying, right? So I did study a lot. Something very disheartening was that once I misunderstood, really in my second year, I misunderstood the time for when we were meant to go to one of the final exams. And well, I got there late, and because of that, one of my final grades was capped. But listen, this is sort of like a backstory. What really ended up happening was that I did get, even with the capped grade, I got good results in the end. And it got to a point where I had to decide, on what uni I should attend. But back then, I was not thinking about studying more, especially in a university setting. So what I decided to do is I decided to go to work. I decided to go into employment. Even though I had a lot of unconditional offers because my final grades were quite decent, despite the fact that one of my grades was capped, right? Now, fast forward to today, I'm 26 years old and I've been working in, different jobs. But most of my professional experience is comprised of me working in a higher education setting, which means working in a university. So in my current workplace, I have someone who is currently doing their PhD while working at the same time, obviously. And, I spoke to this specific person and they kind of inspired me to pursue a degree as well, despite of the fact that I have been outside of education for so long now. And after that, I did a lot of research. And I discovered that if you have enough professional experience, you don't need to do your undergrad. You can straight up do your master's degree. So my whole focus shifted at a point in time to find a university which would accept me with my professional experience. Now, I did apply to one. Initially, they said they would take me on. However, they did not. And right after they said that, on the same day, literally within 1 hour, I called another university and I discussed with them about the fact, obviously, that I wanted to start with them, and they accepted me. And now I am actually doing an MBA course. It's online because, I work at the same time. But right now, I know that this course will help me in the future, right? And I just want to rewind back to the beginning of this video about making decisions, because truth be told, it was not very easy for me to make this decision. This decision didn't happen in an instant just like this. It took some time, right? I saw this person who was studying and, you know, I thought, oh, wow, I think I can do that as well. But I'll tell you, it took me about 3 months, you know, get to the realization that, yes, my English is good enough now. I am good enough to study. I am more confident. I can do a lot of things on the computer, because throughout my professional experience, which is a lot right now, I did work with computers a lot, right? And this is something that I wanted to tell you, is that it took me 3 months, right? It took me 3 months to get warmed up with the idea of going to university. But it doesn't have to be that way. I think it can happen like this. And now I realize that there's so many things that I've delayed because this warming up process just takes long. What's the worst that could have happened if I had taken that decision maybe 3 months earlier? Maybe I would have started earlier and finished earlier, you know? Therefore, I think that we don't necessarily need to always wait to feel ready to do something. Sometimes it's just better to go with the flow and see where it takes you. I mean, look, when I came here, I told you that the first thing I did in terms of education was to go straight to A levels. But the reality is that I had the option to choose between BTech and A levels. Now, if you don't know, in the UK, BTech at that level is just more submission based, and A levels is exam based. Okay, but I chose the hardest thing that you can do, because even though, you know, when I started, I was very shy to talk to everyone and I wasn't confident at all, but I did take that hard path. But what I'm trying to say, I suppose, is that you can make a change right now. If there is something that you've put up for a long time in your life now, and when I'm saying long time, I mean for more than 1 month, it's something that you really want to do. I'll just say it, just do it, man or girl. Don't wait for it. Just do it, and then you'll figure things later. Now look, if you're still here at the end of the video, I want to thank you, and I also want to help you with something. So let's just say that you have something that you've just delayed, something you want to do, okay? So I want to help you, and that you at least take the first step. And there is one thing that I know makes people take action, and that is when they publicly state something, you know, because at this point, it just means that you've put some skin in the game. Now, with that in mind, what I want you to do, if you're up for this, is in the comment section below, just write about what you would like to do. Write about your goal, something that you've put up for so long now that it's just stupid, right? Just write about that. Now, I know that's not the same as achieving that thing. However, as I said, when you publicly talk about things, it just does something to your brain. It makes you take action. And so if this would be the first step for you to do something, then so be it. Just do it. And then you can take the second step, the third step, and so on, you know. But this is something you can do right now, today, you know, don't wait for it. Listen, thank you very much for having listened to myself and listened to my story. I hope I will see you in the next video, and if you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.